My stuttering comes, my stuttering goes. It happens maybe in the summer more than in the winter. It happens when I'm with a lot of people. It doesn't happen as much when I'm alone. How many times have I heard people describe their stuttering in this way? I'm Barbara Dahm, and today I want to tell you something that I think is really important for you to understand. And that is that stuttering doesn't just happen. Stuttering isn't a thing. It is not something that occurs to you. It is something that you actually, not on purpose, not knowingly, create. And I want to talk to you today about how you create it, what you can do to make it stronger, how you can make it something that is a habit in your life. There are many things that can be done, and one of the things that you do that creates stuttering is to think before you speak. How many times have people suggested that you do that? I bet many of you say a lot. Because that seems like a good thing to do. However, if you think before you speak, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting all your concentration on the words. And people who speak normally don't think before they speak. They don't create their words, their sentences, before they go to say them. It's all very spontaneous. When you take out that spontaneity, when you are planning, when you are looking ahead, you are going to create a system that is going to create stuttering. So, the more you look ahead, the more you think about what words you're going to say and how you're going to say them, the more you're going to stutter. Now, when you're speaking, you want to get these words out. So, when your intent is to get the words out, what you're going to do is work a lot with your mouth. You're going to put a lot of pressure on the muscles of your mouth. And you're going to use muscles that aren't even meant to be part of the speaking experience. Well, when you do that, when you're trying to form the words, when you're thinking, what sound am I going to say and how am I going to say it, you're going to be using muscles that actually cause your vocal cords to lock. And that creates a block. So, if you want to stutter even more, you can put a lot of pressure on the muscles of your mouth, and you will see that the more pressure you put on your tongue, your lips, the more you will have a block. So, paying attention to the words, and something even more, trying to see them in your mind's eye. Wow, that takes a lot of attention. And when you're trying to see what you're going to say and then get it out, you will also have a good block. Now, I know that some of you say, but I block before I even go to speak. Well, that's because when you are speaking, your intent gets your brain to already give the commands to your body. So you have actually given some commands to your body to have these muscle groups working incorrectly, and you feel the block before it even happens. Well, sometimes you just prepare yourself to speak, and in your preparation, you start to do some of these things that will create the stuttering. Now, it takes some exploring to understand how you do all this. And I know that a lot of the things that you do, you have done and learned to do because you think that they're the best thing to do. Like, let's take a deep breath. Okay, if I take a deep breath, the tendency is to let out a lot of air. When you do that, it's difficult to keep your vocal cords going. So you will have more difficulty producing that very important thing for speaking, that is the voice. And yes, your voice is the essence of speaking. Without a voice, without activating your voice in a way that supports fluent speech, you will not be able to speak fluently. And there's lots of things that prevent you from using your voice that way. Many things. It could be beliefs. It could be feeling your voice too strongly. It could be working too much with your mouth or taking too deep breaths. Those things have an effect on the vocal cords. And if you can't use your vocal cords naturally, it's even hard to be expressive, because we know that the voice is our vehicle for being expressive in speaking. It isn't the mouth that's expressive, it's the voice. So if you want to ask a question, or if you're very surprised, what was that? It was all in the voice. And if your voice isn't functioning in the normal, natural way, it will be very difficult for you to be expressive. And that's some of the reason why when you get excited and the tendency is to be expressive in your voice, you are unable to do it because you're not using your voice in the natural way. And it will make you stutter more. So, there are things that are going on inside you. And what I'd like you to do is explore inside you. Explore what's going on. What is your intent when you try to speak? What are you doing? Are you planning? Are you obsessed with words and sounds and how to say them? What is going on? These are things that you can do for yourself. And I would love it if you would write down in the comments below what you think you do to create stuttering. This isn't to give you a sense of guilt for doing something. Not at all. I just want you to realize that you have the power to create it. And if you have the power to create it, you have the power to create other things too. And if you choose, you can create more flowing speech. So it's something to think about, and maybe something that you can do for this new year ahead. I hope that you will, in this year, think about some of the things that you would like to do, and that you will create a year that's really wonderful for you. So I'd be happy if you would do me a favor and subscribe to these videos. And also you can click on the little bell for notifications so you won't miss a one. Happy New Year to all.